Great. All right. To begin with arm rolls, circling back. To follow your hand with your eye gaze. So you look behind you. Go a little bit further round with each one. And then with the leg, we're going to swing the leg forwards and circle it round to the back. So swinging forwards and taking it around to the back. Now work the wobble on these. Notice what you say to yourself. I just heard Angela say, I can't do this one. We add the word yet on the end. Just a reminder of how our self-talk can influence our ability to try and to do. Let's do one more and release down. So on the other side, so circling around, moving in as we sweep through, and then circling. I think if we notice that we're saying things to ourselves like, I can't balance, perhaps we could rephrase it to, I'm trying to balance. I'm practicing balance. And it has a different energy about it. Welcome the wobble. And last one. Okay, let's take our feet a bit wider and a bit of turnout through our toes. You can bend into the knee and push your bottom back. And coming up, and as you bend your knee to the other side, just notice how the muscles that we're stretching there are feeling. How is that on the other side? And if those muscles could talk, what would they be saying to you right now? Like I just heard my hips say, that's enough. And my inner thigh just said, oh, yeah. Feels good to stretch. And we go a little bit further over. If you want to do more advanced, we're going to place one hand on the floor and reach up with the other one. Let's give that a go on bending onto the other side, hand to the floor, reaching up with the other one. And one more each way. Breathe. Sinking your hips down. And final one. And then bringing our feet a little bit closer in and circling around with the hip. Tucking your bottom under and then let your back arch. So tuck and then arch. Let your knees relax as you circle. And then reversing back the other way. So tilting the pelvis and then arching the back. Tucking, arching. Mobilize those joints around the hip and the lower back. Alrighty, from here we're going to rise onto our tiptoes and add a little twist on our tiptoes to look behind and move to the middle. Breathing in, arms reaching, leaning back. And coming back onto our tiptoes, elongating posture as we turn, looking towards that back hand. And as we flatten the feet, bringing the arms by the ears, reaching the fingers, arching back. Inhale, open. Exhale and turn. right up onto the tippy toes. Arms by the ears, reaching and leaning back. And let's do it again. And breathe. I'm going to do one more each way. Opening the arms. Go a little bit further around. What can you see behind you? The ankle bones towards each other. And last one the other way. Right up onto the tiptoes, testing the balance. Flattening the feet. And leaning back. Opening out, taking the knees apart, feet slightly open. And we're going to drop into a plie and release. Breathe in, press your heels down, breathe out, opening the arm. In, breathe out. Adding more height in the legs are coming up by the ears. We're going to do 4 more. And last couple. Stamina building for our legs. On the final one, can we stay and hold? Breathe. And release. Okay, so let's move down onto our backs. Breathe in. And breathe out. Are you looking for online classes that support you with getting more me time? You want to get supple, strong, feel less stressed, get in the driving seat. But actually, perhaps you've noticed that following videos on YouTube isn't actually helping you commit. It's not like the teacher reaches out and says, correct your hips, bring your knee back, move your posture back. And this is the problem. So, of course, you can hit subscribe to get more from the Zigs YouTube channel. But let's face it, we're not going to send our children to a school without a teacher or a tutor. I mean, what's their life going to be like if they're going to learn in that way? So my name's Claire Louise Freeman. I'm the business owner of Zigs Exercise, and I like to encourage you to join me and my community online, where we get together via Zoom and we practice Pilates conditioning, yoga stretches, mobility. And the thing is, we get to actually talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in, talk through this stuff. We get to do it together. And to me, consistently doing it together is the thing that gives us much, much better results than if we're left flailing around in front of a video trying to do it all by ourselves. So if you'd like more information about joining me and others, please reach out, get in touch. You can work with us morning, evening, from the comfort of your own home. It's great because you get all the kit together at home, and it does help you to practice in between as well. So I'm offering a complimentary kickstart call. We can talk through what's getting in the way, you know, why it's not worked so far. And sometimes the hardest bit is actually just picking up the phone and talking it through. So brave pants on. I work with all sorts of people from various walks of life, different shapes and sizes. And often people who do work with me do it because they say that I do it in a very non-judgmental way. Of course, it's free to talk, so you can click the link in the description box below and we can get to know each other and see if we're a good fit. There's no pressure here. On the call, I'll listen in to, what you need support with, what your personal needs are, and I can answer any of your questions about our online Pilates and yoga where we do it together in community. Why wait? This stuff doesn't get any easier as we get older. We work with lots of busy parents, grandparents, business owners, NHS professionals, private school teachers, regular school teachers. So if that feels like you and you need that support and accountability on getting it done, that's the thing. If we've got the sessions booked in regularly, that means we're much more likely to show up. And it's that regularity that people are often missing. They take time off during holidays. It's the commitment that gets the motivation. So why wait? Book in, give me a call, and I'll see you on the other side. We're going to movement on mobilizing our lower back. We can bring our knees up, tuck, and then tap. Exhale, tucking, inhale, tapping. Can we do 2 more? The knees to the chest. And then opening the arms wide. Can you roll your knees towards your arm? Press the other shoulder down. Breathe into your belly. And bring your knees up, over to the other side. Pressing your shoulders and your knees down simultaneously. Let's do it again. Breathe deeply into the belly. And again, knees up and across, breathing deeply into the belly. I should do one more on each side. Final one. And placing the feet flat on the floor. And sliding our fingertips into the curve of the lower back. So we've got a little bit of pressure coming from our core into the hands. So we just suck your belly button muscle in and circle your knee out and around. Can you keep even pressure on your hands as you circle? Level 2, we do it like this. So we've got both knees hovered, one leg circling. For our 3rd level, straight leg version. That imprint in the hands and then reversing the circle back in the opposite direction. How steady can we be on the hands? We keep that other leg still. It's not just about the movement, it's focusing on that sense of stillness on the other side. And let's release and drop the legs down. Relax the belly, breathe. And then re-imprinting into the hands. So knees circling out on the other side. Level 2, adding the hover with a bent leg. Level 3, straight legs. Drawing the circle with the toes. Breathe. And then reversing back the other way. So drawing the circle. Back to when I had a lot less core control when I first learned some of these exercises. Actually, the circle probably looked a bit more like a potato. Let's bring the knees into the chest. We're going to roll up and we're going to roll back down. So try to tuck your tailbone under. For level 1, if you want to, you can keep your head on the floor. For level 2, you come up and hover the feet. For those of you doing more advanced, you have that reach with the legs. Lifting your chest as you do it. Breathe. you're level with it. Final one. Alrighty, and then from here, let's roll onto our front. And we're going to separate our hands so they're just slightly wider than our shoulders. Pressing our blades down the back. Let your hips weight down into the ground. Relax into your hips, but draw your belly button muscle in to activate your deeper transverse muscle as you lift. Chin up, squeeze your buttocks, and then drop your body down and allow those muscles to relax. So again, drawing the belly button in, good squeeze from behind as you push the ground away, pushing away, spreading the fingers, and then lowering. Inhaling and lifting, squeezing the buttocks, chin up, exhaling, coming down. And if you've got a strong, happy back today, you might push on a little further. If it doesn't feel appropriate today, working a little lower down, just listening to what your back is telling you today. Work with it. I'm going to do 2 more. Pointing the toes to the skirting board behind you. And final one, reaching the toes, squeezing the buttocks as we push the ground. And then allow all your muscles to soften and relax. Can we move now into forearm plank position, lifting the midsection up off the floor? You can do it from your knees or like this from your toes. Once you've got the posture set with your shoulders pressed down away from your ears, can you add a little rocking action like this? So taking your body forwards and then rocking back. Breathe. And last couple. And from here, we push up and press our heels down, the tailbone, backs and shoulders. Close your eyes for a moment. Really soften around the neck, shoulders. Inhaling deeply into your belly through your nose. A long exhale out through your mouth. Do that again. Filling your belly with air. Exhaling fully out. Let the belly hang as you do it. Deep breath. Tuning in mentally, center of your body. If you can walk your feet towards your hands, and if you can come down onto your back, arms facing up, tilt the tailbone under and squeeze the pelvic floor, and then let those muscles release. So again, tilt the tailbone under, squeeze your pelvic floor, and then release. And do it again. So squeeze and hold just for a couple of seconds. So fast twitch pelvic floor and then release. And then from there, we're going to hold the pelvic floor for longer as we push up into a shoulder bridge. Keep that squeeze and then roll the body down, bone by bone. So a longer hold pelvic floor, squeeze on the lift. Keep squeezing whilst you're up in the bridge. And then imprinting down, bone by bone. Inhaling at the bottom, exhaling as we squeeze and lift. Now we're going to stay at the top for those of you who want to. For next level, we're going to float one knee off the floor and come back down. And then repeat that on the other side. And you keep your hips level as you swap the leg and then roll your body down. So on next level, keeping those hips nice and steady. So as one leg lifts, pushing the other foot into the ground. Using the ground for the strengthening effect around the buttock, the hamstring, and the lower back. Now, if it feels good and your back feels happy and strong, more advanced, we're going to flex the knee up, and at the same time, we're going to hover the arm over the head, and then come back in and down. Hovering, taking the arm overhead, and then coming back down, rolling segmentally through the spine as we go down and back up. Breathe. Find your own rhythm with it. You to do the sequence through just once more in your own time. Alrighty, from here we're going to bring our right knee and cuddle it up to our chest. Can you extend the other leg down long, and then use your opposite hand to bring your leg across your body, pushing the knee downwards as you trail the arm behind. Turning your head to look over your shoulder, closing the eyes, breathing into your belly. Breathing out through your mouth. Placing your attention into your belly. And one more deep breath. Alrighty, let's switch over to the other side. So hugging the other knee in and bringing the foot across the body, trailing the back arm, pressing the knee down, breathing into the belly. And perhaps repeating a little phrase or sentence about the feeling that you'd really like to focus in on. Something like feeling calm, relaxed, energized. Deep breath. And let's roll to the center. We're going to park our hands just here underneath the back of that leg and then rock up to seated. Now I'd like you to find a stick. So we're going to use our stick as we move into doing some Pilates side kicks today. And if you can come and lay down on your side. Okay. So head, shoulders and tailbone against your back, against the stick. Bring your upper body towards the back edge of your mat, but notice my feet are towards the front edge. Now that hand that's up here by the head, can you slide it down by your neck so that you can let your head rest on your upper arm a bit like a pillow? And this other hand in the curve of the back. I'm going to point the toes and lift the waistline off the floor. To get a good lift in the waistline, slide your shoulder blades down your back. Hovering the top leg, pointing the toes. Now we've still got that lift in the waistline as we lower. Try that again. Elongating the lower back, lifted in the waistline, and then lower. For our next level, can we raise the bottom leg without dropping in the waistline? We're going to flex our feet whilst we're in the air, and then lower, pointing the toes, hovering, squeezing the legs, flexing the feet, and then coming down. Breathe, pointing the toes. Now you can either stay with this version if it's already tricky to maintain posture and keep the waist off the floor, or on next level we're going to hold at the top and we're going to split the leg forwards and backwards, and then the other way, keeping the upper body as steady as we can, and then coming down. So more advanced, we hover, split the leg, forwards and backwards, flexing our feet, and coming down. Shoulders down, breathe. And we do 2 more on this side. Working into the inner thigh on that bottom leg. Just to fire up our adductor muscles. But also that lift in the waistline is testing our stability muscles along our spine. So if we give that a go on the other side. So again, we want our head, shoulders, tailbone aligned with our stick. Bringing this top elbow back a bit, so the elbow points in the same direction as the crown of the head. Lifting the waist, pressing our shoulders down away from our ears. And we keep that lift in the waistline as we hover the top leg and lower. Looking for that gap. Pointing the toes. Try not to let your feet just be these floppy things on the ends of your legs. Use them, work them, help them be strong. So we hover and then flex and then lower. So pointing the toes as we come up, reaching into the big toes, using the heels together when we're in the air, and then flexing as we come down. Pointing right into the big toe. Reach your toes as you squeeze. Can you get your heels to touch? More advanced, we raise both of the legs, keeping the waist off the floor. In one leg forwards, the other leg comes back. Can we keep the upper body steady against the stick as we lift? Hip is wandering, can you have a little chat with it? Try to nudge it forwards. Sometimes it's easy to avoid the wobble on these, and actually we want to welcome the wobble. That helps us to activate our stability muscles in our spine and our core. Last couple. Final one. Alrighty, from here, we're going to turn into a standing triangle pose. So if you could come up to standing with your feet open wide like this, and if you can turn your toes out over this side, and then on your back foot, if you can angle in at 45 degrees. Sliding this hand down the shin and lengthening up with the top arm. Allow your head to drop a little bit. Open the side of the neck. Deep breath. Pushing that back heel away. Angela's hips are popping in the background. And then from here, we're going to bring our top hand down, bending the front knee. And we're going to wriggle our back foot further away. So we've got a bigger gap now between the feet and dropping the hips down. So try and go onto your tiptoe on that back foot and then turn with your upper body, flattening the hand that's on the floor, breathing deeply. Allow your hips to just sink down a little bit, breathing deeply. We drop into our back knee and unhook the toes at the back, and then opening the arms, ta-da, hands out to the side, dropping the hip forwards and down, breathing deeply. Breathing into the belly. Righty, so we're going to come up to standing from there and turn into our triangle pose over this way. Now, often the head will sort of gravitate forwards. We'll get a more effective stretch if we can align the posture back. Keeping your head back, reaching that top arm so your fingers are up towards the ceiling. That's it, bringing that arm back, eye gaze up. Breathe, noticing where do you feel that stretch. Breathing into your belly, breathing into the side of your body. Bending into your knee, wriggling your back foot away, so we're on tiptoe on the back foot, and then lengthening up with that top arm. Press your shoulder blades down your back, sink into your hips, breathing deeply. Allow your hips to relax, dropping that back knee and unhooking the toes as we, ta-da, with the hands out to the side, dropping forwards and down with the hip, relaxing into the belly. Breathe. Alrighty, so from here we're going to bring our hands flat down. If you can meet me in the downward dog. So lifting the tailbone up in the air, wriggling our feet back. Now you can either stay with the basic downward dog or parking one foot in the middle as we float the other leg up. Can we get that foot too? You can put your toes on the ceiling. You get a bit of height on that leg. Call it the three-legged dog today. The peeing dog, sometimes they call it. Deep breath. And let's bring that one down. And if we can switch that over to the other side. So pointy toes as you reach. You point your big toe right up to the ceiling. Get some height on that leg. Pressing your heel down on the other foot. Lowering. Bringing the knees to the ground. And letting the chest lead the way down. So let's do some stamina building for our arms and bones, muscles. Letting the chest lead the way. You can either do it with your knees in a bit, your knees out a bit, or more advanced, progressing up to the toes. And if it's tricky to do the toes fully, you could always maybe try one on the toes and then one on the knees, or something to work towards. Breathe. We're going to do 4 more. And last couple. And then from there, if you can meet me with your feet out wide. Have a drink, actually, if you need one. We've not had a water stop yet. Got a sore back or it's tricky to sit up well, you might want to pop a block or a cushion, something under your bottom. There's some in the cupboard if you need them. Give your pelvis a bit of lift on these. You're going to lift the chest, point the toes, and lean out to the side, flexing, bringing this arm over by the ear. Inhaling as we come up and exhaling as we lean. We elongate at the top, lift the rib cage up, flex through the foot, coming down, down, down. Now if it's starting to get a bit easier, we can get this arm over by the foot, then we can start to think about taking the arm away and bringing the head a little bit lower or on to work towards. You might go a little bit wider for your last couple. You might feel you're stretching your arm. Pointing the toes and then flexing your feet. Try and get some footwork in there. Be lost without those feet. We're good to practice looking after them. Last one each way. Pointing and flexing the feet. So final one. Alrighty, let's release. Give our legs a shake out. I'm going to come up standing. If you can find a stick, I'm going to use it to monitor our quad stretch. Moving the thighs, front of the leg. Good old stretch. We can pop our stick behind our back. And we're going to catch hold of the foot. So heel towards our bottom. Knees together. And push your hip bones forwards. You can either stay with this version or adding a bit of lean. Add some height with that back leg as we lean in. And keep the heel onto the bottom as we lift that back leg. Take the leg, the batter go on the other side. And knees together, heel to the bottom. And let's add the lean. Height on that back leg. Noticing the left feel, the right feel. Back is your body giving you today. Belle's just said, you can take that and think, okay, well, what's the next stage with it? All right, quite a few hot tubs this week. That's helped my Okay, so we're going to take the stick behind us now. So we've got our thumbs attached together like that. And I want you to open your shoulders back like that. So you're sort of rolling the shoulders, lifting the boobage, lifting the rib cage, and then lowering. You need a bit of height on your arms as you come up. Still pulling the shoulders back and then lowering. Let's do that again. Rolling the shoulders back, lifting, chin up, and coming back in. Adding a rise onto the tiptoe, chin up, breathe, and coming down. Let's do it again. Breathe in, chin up, breathe out, coming down. Can we get a little bit more height? Up, 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 and lower. I'm going to do 2 more. Eye gaze up, and coming down. Final one, get the feeling like you're trying to pull the stick apart. It's good for the grip strength. Fingers gripping. And let's release. Okay, so from here, we're going to walk our hands towards each other down the back. And aiming one elbow up and the other elbow down as we pull. And then turn the head to look over the bottom arm. Deep breath, looking behind us. And then release. Let's do that again. So grip and pull. Turn and look over the shoulder. Breathing deeply. And let's release. We're going to do one more. So going just a little bit further on this one. And let's release. Can we give that a go on the other side? So walking the hands towards each other. Grip and pull. And looking down behind. Release. Can you walk your hands a bit closer together? Grip and pull. Looking down. Breathing deeply. And release. So last one. Grip, pull. All your fingers doing the grip. Is your thumb doing the grip? Squeeze tightly. And then release. Okay, good job. So great for our grip strength as well as the flexibility around our neck and shoulder. So if you can move to seated now, we're going to do some curly-whirly sit-ups. Alrighty, so if you can, take a seat. And I'd like you to roll your body down and curl back up. And you can do it with a strap under your feet if you need that first option, or level 2, we do it hands-free. Try it with a strap now. Yeah. More advanced, arms over ears. Exhaling and lifting. Inhaling and lowering. And we do 4 more. Fluid movement. Last couple. And final one. And if we can meet in a glute stretch. So right leg over the left. Hands around the back of the thigh, and we're going to use our hands to pull in, use the elbow to push out. Pushing out, breathing deeply. Pressing our shoulders down into the ground. Breathing deeply. Closing the eyes. And perhaps using this time for a bit of affirmation space. So let's say you're trying to get stronger. Perhaps you could Take a moment to visualize yourself being stronger, repeating, I am strong, or I'm trying to get strong, or I'm practicing getting strong. It's useful to work with an affirmation that you believe. Let's release and do that again on the other side. So hands around the back, using the elbow to push out. Breathing into the stretch. Again, just coming back to your words of affirmation, repeating it in your head. And when you repeat those words of affirmation, it can be interesting to notice what visualizations come up when you repeat those phrases to yourself. Alrighty, let's release off. Place the feet on the floor and park the hands onto the belly. Relaxing into your shoulders, relaxing into your body. Allow your attention to drift a little. I want you to take a moment to use this time to set the intention for perhaps a daily steps goal, perhaps a weekly one or a monthly one. Is it to walk 1 kilometre, 2 kilometres, 5 kilometres a day? Just taking a bit of time just to program ourselves mentally, tune in to where we'd like to be. Taking a moment to visualize ourselves walking in one of our favorite places in nature. Despite the rain, we can put our waterproofs on, get the brollies out. Rain or shine. Let's not use the weather as our biggest excuse at this time of year. So it feels good to get out in the rain. Just taking a moment to notice how you're feeling, and when you're ready, if you can open your eyes and bringing some of that energy into your day, we're going to roll over to our side, and if you can pick yourself up to a seated position, let's have a little stretch for our neck. So if you can drop your head down and then apply just a gentle pull here by the ear, we're going to reach this hand away. Closing the eyes, breathing deeply. Letting your head relax into the stretch. And dropping the head over to the other side. And again, just by the ear, gentle pull, reaching the fingers on the other side and breathing deeply. Relaxing the head into the stretch. Alrighty, so I hope that's made a difference to your day today. If we can have a little regroup, a chat and check in.